Hi, thank you for being a part of our study today. Rudy and I are smiling because we've just been preaching to each other. He just took his foot off my throat, and we're now ready to go.
He's too big for that, okay?
We're now ready to go to Isaiah 29. Ariel, Ariel. We're going to stop right there. That is a pet name God has for the city of Jerusalem, and Rudy has been struggling with, what does it mean? You got it.
I have been, and but I told Bob earlier, it's like I kind of spiritually stunned by this word, and in my relationship with the Lord, that just is the way I can explain that. When I read something, it's like you need to look into that, and so I did. So, you know, I read this passage in Hebrew, and I really that wasn't really helping me. So I went in Hebrew. Words are created by root words, and the root words always have 3 letters in them. That's a very big simplification of it, but it's true.
Right.
The word lion in Hebrew is arah, but what we're talking about here is R-E-L, Ariel. And so because I know that the suffix E in Hebrew, which basically you would write it in English at the end of a noun, means mine. So I was trying to find the phraseology, what R-E-L meant. And what it means, and I only got it this morning, is I look it up. My Lion's Mountain. And that's another title for Jesus' throne, his fingerprint in the earth in Jerusalem, Mount Zion. My Lion's Mountain. And that's actually what R-E-L, broken apart, says.
So this city is to be God's Lion's Mountain, okay?
The Lion of Judah.
The Lion of Judah. And they were having festivals, we find in verse 1. And yet, in their festivals, they were not connected with God. Can I just take a moment here and rant? When I watch a YouTube video at a rock festival, and there are people there with their hands in their air before the rock singer, I think the only one who is worthy to have his hands in the air, their hands in the air, is God. Not some rock singer, not some emotion at a rock concert. In our worship services, if our hands are in the air, and I can only know my own heart, not the heart of anybody else, we can only raise our hands to God. And if we are raising our hands and we're somehow then walking out of that service untouched by our relationship with God, we are similar to what's happening here in Jerusalem. And that is, we've gone through the motions, but they have not touched our heart. I'll be confessing. There are times when my worship does no more than hit my head, sometimes my emotions, but it doesn't change me. That needs to change. That was their experience. And so God says that they're going to be low in the dust. They're going to be besieged by Assyria. There's a lot here that I'm skipping over. The Assyrian superpower is going to come and get them. But there's going to come a time, in an instant, you'll be visited by the Lord of hosts with thunder and earthquake. And the multitude of nations that fight against
My Lion's Mountain.
Those who fight against my Lion's Mountain, they will be like a dream. They're going to go away. And that actually happened with Sennacherib, who was an Assyrian warlord who came against them, and a whole bunch of people, 148,000 I think it was, died when the angel of God came upon them. So we have a picture here of God's intention for his people. They are to be an image of what God is doing in the earth, ultimately in Jesus. We have another picture of them walking away from God, even though they're involved with religious events. We have a picture of God bringing them down through a siege, and then we have a picture of God intervening for them. So that is so true. God has a purpose for your life. You know, it is to be like Christ. When you in your arrogance, or me in my arrogance, or Rudy, you in your, when we in our pride walk away from God, then we're brought low. In our low position in life, God is able to come to us and say, I'm still here for you, and lift us up by His grace. You want to end that thought on that?
I don't know much more than what you just said. This life has struggles in it, and the meaning of life for me, and I've written about this quite a bit, is that to come to the conclusion that Jesus is the only one worthy to reign.
Right.
And that's where these struggles provide us information about ourselves.
Right.
He's the only one worthy to reign because we know we're not.
Right.
And I know that Bob's not.
Right.
He's probably better at it than me, but still I know that Jesus is far better at it than Bob.
And anybody else.
And anybody else.
Right. So I'm going to end this up. Let's let Him reign in our lives. Amen. Rudy, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for digging into the Hebrew for us. We'll see you all tomorrow.